Alright, good morning. So what we are going to be going over, this is take number 3 of our process for doing animation rotoscoping on the project Infantrymen. We're going to be using scene 14-3. So when you open up the folder, of course you click on the icon for Harmony, the X stage, and this is what's going to come up. So with everything open, we get to see how far we're on with this scene. So if we look at it now, we hit play. We've got a couple guys moving around. And they're going super slow because it's really bogging down my computer. So, what I do is set up a peg for each character. Everyone's numbered 1, or 1, 2, there'll be another one here, 3, another one here, 4, and then their copy for number 1 came back here as character number 5. The guy behind him doesn't really need to exist. I just haven't deleted him yet. So we're going to build up a group of these on 3, 4 different traveling positions. He's the production assistant, so pay no mind for him. So if you're familiar with this system, each peg, so we got peg number 5, which is this guy over here. We can open up peg number 5, and it's locked, so it's red. If it's unlocked, it turns blue. Sorry, white. And attached to the peg is a gun drawing and a man drawing, and there's a compositor. And the reason I've got the man and the gun separate is I like to steal it and use it later on the timeline for maybe 2 or 3, 5 different drawings before the line thickness changes too much, because everything's drawn with the brush and it's hard to convert back over to pencil art to change your line thickness. So you usually get maybe 10 frames out of it, 5 frames, before it starts to distort enough where it's going to show up very bad in the resolution of your line thickness. So you can steal the body and use it for a couple steps, and then steal the body again, draw it, steal it for a couple more steps, then steal it, use it for a couple more steps. So I copy paste the bodies through the timeline, and the gun if I can, because they're not, she didn't do a lot of radical movement while she was walking. So what this looks like in the node view is the peg is going to control the character or group of characters. I've got the gun and the gloves and the cuff for the gloves in the gun drawing. So that's the gun layer here. Gun 1. That's gun 1. I've got the torso, the arms, the gun ammo boxes, and the legs in the man drawing, or M drawing. Both that goes into the compositor, and then that goes into the final compositor for doing the layers here. So this has everything up. It's got our background, it's got our references. So let's go through this and see what we've got. So I'm missing a frame here, so I'm going to bump it over 1. So peg 1 has soldier number 1 on it. And This should be man number 5 or soldier number 5. It's a copy, so he's going to come up in the background a little bit. The reason they're totally separate on pegs is if I grab him and animate him, it animates everything. And if I just do moving him, I can, with just this key on, I can move him in the position he's going to be in, and then he's going to stay in that position for all the drawings. So I can move his location and all the drawings that follow him by grabbing I'm not telling me what it is, grabbing this button here and actually physically moving him. So here's the video that we shot for the first character. And you see her walking. So, because that's under this one, so that's the animation for the first character. You can see that it's pretty faithful to following her movement. So if we get in real tight, we can see that it's following it. So, big saver for time for animation. Little style issues with rotoscoping, but we're not going to get into that. So each one of these is the same basic setup as we've got. It's would be character 3 because the intern's not in the way, and yes, it's character 3. Character 4 is going to be on the other side. And then that goes all the way back down to our backgrounds in the back. And where's number 5? There's number 5. So that's how far we've gotten so far with this one scene. So this is animated character 1. This is animated character number 2. This is a copy of this one that I have changed the positioning of the animation in the timeline so they're not mimicking each other's steps. So I think he is 10 frames behind, and I've got to come back in here and add his feet because he's behind. So where he's dropping off here, he's dropping off back there. So if you take the background out of that and the color card, I'm just going to scrub through this a little bit. So I pick one thing and I try to animate it through the entire scene. So right now you can see that I'm working on this person's knees. This is fun. So we've shot an hour and a half of training video, so we're breaking it down into short segments. Please, of course, like and subscribe if you enjoy some of the things the studio does. We're going to start posting a lot of things that we have archive shot over the years, anywhere from making Halo armor to working on tanks to blacksmithing, all kinds of different things. But primarily we make things, not necessarily animation. So thank you for watching. If you can leave a good comment that helps me out, please do so. I appreciate it. This is a learning experience for all of us. I'm just showing some things that we know or some things that we're doing. It's not necessarily the right way or the only way. There is lots of ways to do things. So enjoy. And of course, more to come.